Hope you sit back, kick the feet up, relax, and enjoy this ball game between your hometown Bristol Blues and the visitors, the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. First pitch out of the right arm of the Blues starter today misses up in the strike zone. It will be 1-0. Second pitch of the ball game also up in the zone. It is 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch is laced into left field. A line shot single for the Sharks leadoff man, Jacob Rhinesmith. So the Rhinestone Cowboy over there for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks gets him going with the 2-0 line shot single to left field. Leadoff man is on with a base knock. Now batting for the Vineyard, their second baseman, Grant Lamberton. Also hitting from the left side, so the first 2 hitters tonight for Martha's Vineyard are lefties. On deck, the first right-handed hitter of the ball game, the designated hitter, Gage Lanning. First pitch to the second batter of this young ball game. Caught the outside corner, called a strike, 0-1. The lineup for the Sharks today, Jacob Rhinesmith leading off, Grant Lamberton, the second baseman, hitting second, and batting third, the designated hitter, Gage Lanning. This ground ball up the middle, it'll squeak through the center of the diamond. Christopher Morris will charge hard, pick it up with the bare hand, and moving up 90 feet is Jacob Rhinesmith. 2 up and 2 base hits right now for Martha's Vineyard. Hunter Sutherland out there to have a brief conversation with Teddy Carey, settle him down, and potentially roll a double play ball as the DH, Gage Lanning, strides into the right-handed batter's box. Batting fourth for the Vineyard today, the first baseman, Alex Lewis. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Jake Farrell. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Lawrence Hill. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Tommy O'Hara. Batting eighth, the catcher, Kip Richard. And rounding out the lineup for the Sharks, Harrison Smosk. Getting ahead of the batter once again is Teddy Carey. It is 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball middle in. Inside outing it to right field is the designated hitter, Gage Lanning. Charging over to make the play is the Blues right fielder, Logan Green. He will make the play, and the runner at second base, Jacob Rhinesmith, will hold up at second and not tag. So there's 2 men on and 1 out, a fly out to the right fielder, Logan Green. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Alex Lewis. Carey checks second once and delivers a fastball. This one at the top of the strike zone. A half-hearted swing there by 12, Lewis. No balls and 1 strike. Teddy Carey doing a good job of getting ahead of the hitters early on. He's gotten ahead of 3 of the first 4 batters. However, 2 have reached, Rhinesmith and Lamberton, with 2 singles. Carey now kicks up and delivers once again. This one attempted to get smothered by Hunter Sutherland. It squeaks through the wickets in the 5-hole and gets back onto the gravel. Runners both will advance 90 feet. So now it's men on second and third. 1 out, and Martha's Vineyard's threatening early on in this ballgame. Corners will be pulled in. Middle infield still back. Alignment defensively for the Bristol Blues, Andrew Kendrick at first base. Nick Conti, the second baseman. At short, Jimmy Titus. And at third base tonight will be Austin Chauvin. Right field for Bristol, Logan Green. In center, Christopher Morris. And rounding out the outfield platoon, there in left field, Frankie Gregoire. The 1-1 pitch is a curveball that's lifted high, up and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Teddy Carey in prime position to get a strikeout to be able to move the corner infielders back to their positions. The 1-2 pitch is grounded up the middle, backhanded by Conti. No throw to first base. That'll be an infield base hit and an RBI for the cleanup hitter, Alex Lewis. Lewis just got enough of that one, placed it in the right area. A grounder right back up the middle. Nick Conti ranged up the middle behind second base, backhanded it, faked the throw to first base, trying to get Lamberton to get too far off the bag at third and pick him off. However, he just stepped right on the bag, stayed put, and it's first and third with 1 out, and Martha's Vineyard has a 1-0 lead in the first inning. First pitch of this at-bat to the right fielder, Jake Farrell, misses outside. Hunter Sutherland tried to stick it. Umpire did not go up with the right hand to give him the call. It's 1-0. 1-0 pitch is laced in the air. This one to left field, hooking away from Frankie Gregoire will skip up all the way against the wall, and 2 runs will score. A 1-out double gives Martha's Vineyard a 3-0 lead here in the first inning. Teddy Carey getting roughed up a little bit here early on, and that's going to bring out Coach Jordy Shiner, pitching coach for the Bristol Blues, to have a brief conversation with the starter tonight, Teddy Carey. Line shots all over the ball yard right now, a little bit reminiscent of last night's ball game at Worcester. Worcester was able to square everything up and hit line shots all around the ball yard early on in the ball game, and that really hasn't changed here. Starting pitcher last night was John Mormile from the University of Hartford, and tonight's starter was the opening day starter for the Bristol Blues, number 22, Teddy Carey from Babson College. So Farrell clears the bases with a 1-out, 2 RBI double. And now Lawrence Hill, the batter for the Sharks. He takes the first pitch curveball right at the knees, called a strike, 0-1. Man on second, 1 out, and an 0-1 count. This pitch is a fastball backhanded by the catcher Sutherland. 1 ball and 1 strike. The count to the shortstop, number 4, Lawrence Hill. Farrell, short leadoff over there at second base. Jimmy Titus, the shortstop, in his back pocket. Teddy Carey pounds the strike zone once again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch is grounded to Nick Conti. He gets it on the short hop, picks it up, throws it to Kendrick over there at first base. 4-3 for those of you scoring this one at home. And Jake Farrell will advance yet another 90 feet over to third base with 2 outs. So 2 outs, man on third, and the Blues trail 3-0 in the top of the first inning. Tommy O'Hara, the third baseman for Martha's Vineyard, now walks into the box. Left-handed hitting third baseman Tommy O'Hara. Takes the first pitch fastball at the knees on the outside corner. Perfect pitch, perfect location. 0-1. Carey now sets with the Blues scripted across the chest. This one bounced in front of home plate, trickling down the first base line into foul territory. No balls and 2 strikes. Teddy Carey pierces in and gets the sign from his battery mate Hunter Sutherland. The 0-2 pitch is up and on its way. This one fouled off the end of the bat, a cue shot into foul territory. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh-2 is the count. We will do it all over again. Carey looks in, agrees with the first signal thrown down. Sets at the numbers. Fastball outside corner, way late on that one is O'Hara. Tommy O'Hara goes down swinging, but Martha's Vineyard gets 3 in the top of the first inning. We head to the bottom of the first here at Muzzy Field. Blues trail 3-0. Bottom of the first inning, the Blues trail 3-0. This first inning is brought to you by the Bristol Press, a big hit every day. Leading off for the Blues is the right fielder from the University of Massachusetts Amherst, Logan Green. Batting second, the center fielder from the University of Manhattan, Chris Morris. Austin Chauvin will bat third, playing third base. DHing for the Blues tonight, Michael Munson. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Frankie Gregoire. Batting sixth, the first baseman from Youngstown State, Andrew Kendrick. Batting seventh from Eckerd College, the second baseman, Nick Conti. Batting eighth, the catcher from the University of Oklahoma, Hunter Sutherland. Rounding out the lineup for the Bristol Blues, the shortstop, number 20, Jimmy Titus. They will face the left-handed offerings from Tim Superco. Superco, not a lot of work on this young season. 3 2/3 innings pitched in a 9.81 ERA. Based off that, runs might not be too hard to come by today for the Bristol Blues, looking to tie this one up as they trail 3-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Superco's first and second pitches, both errant, missing the strike zone. 2-0. Superco working the third base side of the rubber, kicks up and delivers. He will throw his first strike of the ball game. Now 2 balls and 1 strike as that one crosses the knees on the inner third. 2-1. 2-1 pitch is a fastball in on the hands of Logan Green. He puts the bat to it but lifts it high up and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Superco, the 6'2", 175-pound lefty from Tufts University. He will be a senior next year. Little confidence with the curveball there by Superco. Timmy decides to throw out the yellow hammer on a 2-2 count, missing the strike zone low. It's full. Full count pitch, up and outside. Leadoff walk for Logan Green. The Blues have something in the works early on in this ballgame. From Manhattan College, the batter, number 14, Chris Morris. With a lefty on the bump, Logan Green's going to have to be pretty careful over there at first base. He has a very, very large lead off a full step outside of the cut. First baseman Alex Lewis holding him on. First pitch ground ball softly to the second baseman. Green will beat it out over to second, and Morris gets cut down by a half a step. However, he does his job, moving up the base runner 90 feet into scoring position. 1 out, man on second for the Blues' 3-hole hitter, number 26, Austin Chauvin. Chauvin 3 for 4 last night, a big night for Austin. Just coming back from injury, he was injured all season with the St. Mary's Gales, took a medical red shirt. Now coming out here with the Bristol Blues, really seeing his first true action of the season. 1 out, man on second base for number 26, Austin Chauvin. Chauvin will stand at the back of the right-handed batter's box. Legs shoulder width apart, fairly upright stance from the waist up. He will cock the bat right over his back right shoulder and get ready to work. First pitch to Chauvin, missing low and inside. Stabbing after that one is the catcher, Kip Richard, 1-0. O'Hara, Lawrence Hill, Grant Lamberton, and Alex Lewis around the diamond from third to first for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Chauvin gets an elevated fastball, misses this one. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 pitch to Austin on its way. Pitcher checks second twice and now hums one into Austin. Ground ball right at the shortstop. Looking over at third is Lawrence Hill. Beating it out to third base will be the Blues leadoff man, Logan Green. Austin Chauvin thrown out 6-3 on the put out there. Mike Munson, the designated hitter, with 2 outs in the first inning and an opportunity to drive in the Blues' first run of the ballgame. Bristol trailing 3-0, bottom of the first inning. Tim Superco, the lefty, on the bump for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. First pitch to Munson is a slider, catches the outside corner, called a strike, 0-1. Logan Green led off This offensive charge for the Bristol Blues with a walk. It's been haltered ever since with a pair of ground balls off the bat of Chris Morris and Austin Chauvin. Second pitch of the at-bat to Mike Munson is a curveball. This one catches the outer third as well. He's down in the count 0-2. Superco will now set at the lettering across the chest. The 0-2 pitch is a fastball, lifted high, up and into the stands. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. The count remains. To the left-handed hitting third baseman, DHing tonight, Mike Munson. Munson with a wide base, fairly open. Gets another 0-2 pitch. This one a curveball. Drops it on the ground in foul territory down the third base line. Count stays 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. The count to number 30, Munson. Superco kicks and delivers another curveball and another foul ball. Good at bat here by Mike Munson, down in the count 0-2. And he's fought off 3 straight pitches, forcing Superco to find another pitch to try to get him out. Green extends his lead over here at third base with a lefty on the bump. This fastball misses up and out of the strike zone. High and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Beautiful night for baseball. 73 degrees. The sun is out right before it sets beyond the left center field evergreens. 1-2 pitch. Lifted in the air deep down the left field line. Going back is the left fielder into foul territory. It will drop in foul ground. Jacob Rhinesmith unable to come up with it. Count stays 1-2. Mike Munson with a heck of an at-bat here early on. On deck for the Bristol Blues, number 31, Frankie Gregoire. Superco checks in, gets a sign from Richard. He will now set, kick up, and deliver. This one, hard hit ground ball to the second baseman, Grant Lamberton. He comes up with it and makes the throw. The Blues threaten in the bottom of the first, however, they do not score. Top of the second inning coming up next. Blues trail the Sharks 3-0. This is Bristol Blues Baseball. Leading off for Martha's Vineyard will be their catcher, 8th hole hitter, Kip Richard. The lefty hitting catcher takes the first pitch fastball, missing out of the strike zone, outside, 1-0. Second inning today is brought to you by Coors Light, born in the Rockies since 1978. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Richard. He takes the 1-1 fastball. This one catches the plate, 1-2. Chauvin even with the bag here at third base. Deep all the way around is the rest of the infield. 1-2 pitch from Teddy Carey, swung on and missed. Down on strikes goes Richard, second strikeout in as many innings for Teddy Carey. Both strikeouts tonight of the swinging variety. So through 13 1/3 innings pitched this season, Teddy Carey with 16 strikeouts to just 3 walks. Martha's Vineyard leads Bristol 3-0, top of the second inning. 0-1 pitch to the 9-hole hitter, the center fielder, Harrison Smosk. Misses inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, a fastball. Inner third, called the strike, up with the right arm, goes the home plate umpire. Teddy Carey bringing it with a little bit of extra juice here in the second inning. Ground ball shot over there to the first baseman, Andrew Kendrick. He'll take 2 steps in, pick it from the ankle tops, and touch first base. 2 up and 2 down here on the top of the second. The lineup will roll over for the leadoff hitter for the Sharks, Jacob, the Rhinestone Cowboy, Rhinesmith. He laced a line shot into left field in a 2-0 count to start off this ball game off of Teddy Carey. As he's 1 for 1, he gets his second at-bat here in the second inning. First pitch swinging is the left-handed hitting left fielder, number 2, Jacob Rhinesmith. He fouls this one right between his legs toward the Martha's Vineyard dugout, 0-1. 0-1 pitch is a fastball at the top of the strike zone. Good job framing that one. There was Hunter Sutherland. Now 0-2. Carey drops his hands into the motion. The 0-2 pitch is yet another fastball. Low and outside, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Carey, with the 2-seam fastball low and away, dives out of the strike zone, swinging right through it is Jacob Rhinesmith. He'll go down on strikes. 2 strikeouts here in the top of the second inning. Martha's Vineyard doesn't even get a base runner, but they lead 3-0, bottom of the second. Coming up next, this is Bristol Blues Baseball. Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Bristol Blues will be number 31, Frankie Gregoire. Gregoire will face the left-handed offerings from Tim Superco, going to be a senior next season at Tufts University. First pitch to Frankie is a fastball that misses low and inside, 1-0. 1-0 pitch, another fastball. This one misses up and out. It's 2 balls and no strikes to the Blues left fielder, number 31, Gregoire. Gregoire gets one on the hands. He shoots it down that first base line, lifting it into foul territory. 2 balls and 1 strike. Gregoire hitting .265 on the season. 9 hits and 34 at-bats for number 31. Blues trail 3-0, and we are in the bottom of the second inning. Gregoire gets a changeup at the top of the strike zone, way out in front of that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Superco rocks back into the motion. The 2-2 pitch is a fastball that misses up and out of the strike zone once again. High and outside, 3-2. On deck for the Blues, number 28, Andrew Kendrick. The full count pitch is fouled to the back of the screen. Frankie Gregoire wastes a good fastball up at the top of the strike zone and on the outer third. It was a good pitch, but Frankie wastes it. We'll do it all over again, 3-2. 3-2 pitch is a curveball that skips in there, blocked by the catcher, Kip Richard. Frankie Gregoire will scamper down to first base. However, Richard will cut him down. A strikeout, and then a put out. 2-3 on that one. Andrew Kendrick now the batter for the Bristol Blues. Andrew Kendrick, the first baseman, number 28, plays his collegiate baseball at Youngstown State University down in Ohio to bat for Bristol. First pitch fastball, called a strike. Up with the right arm goes the home plate umpire. It is 0-1. Blues still searching for their first base hit of this ball game here in the second inning. And right as I say that, Kendrick lifts a line shot through the left side. He splits the left side of this infield. First base hit for the Bristol Blues coming off the bat of the first baseman, Kendrick. Man on first, one out for the Blues second baseman, Nick Conti. First base runner for the Bristol Blues came with the leadoff man. Logan Green led off with a walk, got all the way over to third base, but was unable to score. Conti swings at a first pitch fastball, lifts it high, up and off the screening, down the first base line, 0-1. No balls and one strike to count. Man at first base is Kendrick, and Nick Conti swings through an 0-1 fastball. No balls and two strikes. Conti stands at the very, very back of that right-handed batter's box as he's ready to work. The 0-2 pitch is a fastball that misses way up and outside, nowhere near the strike zone on that one. 1-2. Can't really consider that one a waste pitch, as that fastball was about 8 inches outside and about 3 feet up in the zone. This 1-2 pitch is a fastball at the knees. Conti puts his best swing on it, lifts it up and out of play, 1-2. Andrew Kendrick, a very short lead off over there at first base as the lefty Superco works the third base side of the rubber. He will now come set. Kendrick will get an extra step, and Nick Conti wears this fastball down in the count, 1-2. A present for the Bristol Blues offense given by the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. 1 ball, 2 strikes was the count, and the fastball ran too far inside. Conti turned the back to it, wore it like a champ, and he'll head down to first base as the Blues have 2 men on and 1 out for Hunter Sutherland. Hunter Sutherland, number 54, the catcher from Oklahoma University, to bat for Bristol. Hunter at 118 on the season, 2 for 17, very, very early on. Put some good swings on, a couple line drives, just good old atom balls right at the defense of what I could remember, the Worcester Bravehearts and the Pittsfield Suns. Superco struggling with command here. The 1-2 pitch plunks Conti, and now he falls behind the catcher Sutherland, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Sutherland with a very wide base, upright from the waist up. Hands right in the middle of his chest. He will bring them back as the pitch comes in, but the 2-0 pitch scrapes the dirt as it heads into home plate, 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes, and that means Kip Richard will go out there to have a conversation with Tim Superco. Walks out there, pats him on the chest, tells him to calm down, and toe the slab once again to pound the strike zone. Let's see if that was the conversation, because Superco looks in, takes a deep breath, sets, kicks up, and delivers the 3-0. 3-0 misses low, and he walks him loaded. Bases loaded for the Blues shortstop and 9-hole hitter, Jimmy Titus. Titus right at the Mendoza line here early on. He came in a couple games late as he finished up his high school season at East Catholic. He'll head to Bryant University next year. Bases loaded, and Titus gets a first pitch curveball. Looked to be a strike from down here on the third base line. However, the umpire didn't go up with the right hand, and Blues fans will take that one. 1 ball and no strikes. Titus gets a fastball a little bit tardy on that one. Caught him, wrapped him up a little bit too tight on the hands. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases full of Blues. Sutherland at first, Conti at second, and Andrew Kendrick at third. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball. Beneath the knees, getting after that one was Jimmy Titus. He was able to make some contact and lift it up and out of play. Count now 1-2. Blues trail 3-0. Bottom of the second inning. 1 ball and 2 strike count to number 20, Titus. Titus gets a 1-2 curveball. Gets just enough of this one. It skips off the catcher's mask of Kip Richard and over toward the Vineyard's dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Infield for Martha's Vineyard, deep all the way around. Third baseman Tommy O'Hare, 3 steps beyond the bag here at third. Outfield playing Titus straight up. Superco takes an extra beat to get back onto the slab. He fixes the hat, kicks up into the motion, and delivers. 1-2 pitch is a changeup, missing away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch to Titus. Waves at this one. It was up and out of the strike zone away. Half-hearted swing there by Titus, and he goes down swinging. Leadoff man for Bristol, number 19, Logan Green to bat. Green has been absolutely sensational this season for Bristol. Coming into today's ballgame, he's hitting .409, and he led off this game with a walk. Blues would take a walk here because that would play to run. First pitch fastball, Logan Green a little bit too far out in front of that one. A little excited with the bases chucked and 2 outs. Was the right fielder from Massachusetts, Logan Green. Bases full of Blues, no balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch is a lollipop curve right down the middle. Green thinking fastball all the way, buckled the knees, and now he's quickly down in the count 0-2. Going to take a good 2-out hack and an 0-2 count for Logan Green. 0-2 pitch is lifted high up beyond the backstop. Count's going to stay 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes the count to number 19, Green. Green awaits and gets a pitch. This one grounded softly to the third baseman. Barehanding it is the third baseman for Martha's Vineyard, Tommy O'Hara. Throws it over to Alex Lewis, but legging it out there is Logan Green. Yet another infield single for the right fielder for the Blues, Green. And that'll play a run for Bristol. 3-1 ball game, bottom of the second inning. Bases still loaded with 2 outs. Kendrick comes around to score. Conti to third. Sutherland to second. And Logan Green, the man at first base. Chris Morris to bat for Bristol. Grounded out to the second baseman in the first inning. A little bit late on that fastball there was Morris. He's down in the count, 0-1. Christopher Morris hitting .357 early on. Plays a very nice center field. Also dabbles a little bit in right for this Blues team. No balls and 1 strike. Superco with the fastball does catch the outside corner. Up with the right arm goes the home plate umpire. Chris Morris checked that one for an extra beat. He could have swore that one was outside. You could tell that by the look he gave the home plate umpire as he went to go gather his thoughts to prepare to battle 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. And a curveball misses inside. Leaning into that one there is Christopher Morris. Hit by pitch. Another run will score. It's 3-2. Bristol with an opportunity to tie this ball game up, and a base knock might plate the go-ahead run. Austin Chauvin to bat. So really struggling with command is Tim Superco right now in the bottom of the second inning. Struggling so much that the Vineyard's pitching coach is coming out here to have a few words with him. 2 batters hit by pitch in the second inning. An infield single and a walk to Hunter Sutherland as what's plated 2 runs. Chauvin grounded out to the shortstop, Lawrence Hill, to record the second out of the bottom of the first inning earlier on in this ballgame. Bases loaded, 2 outs, Blues trail 3-2. They do have 2 hits in this ballgame, both coming this inning. First pitch to Austin. He swings at it, lifts it high, up, and out of play on to Muzzy Street. 0-1. Getting ahead of the hitters is not a problem for Tim Superco. He's gotten ahead 0-2 to nearly every batter. He's plunked 2 of them and walked 1. Gets ahead of this batter 0-1. Austin Chauvin takes now, count even up, 1-1. Austin will twirl the bat around a couple times and swing at the 1-1 pitch. This is a fastball he's a little bit late on. Deceptive lefty is Superco. Doesn't throw that hard, but hides the ball really well. Doesn't show it to you till the very last moment. As Chavo rips that one into foul ground, it is 1 ball and 2 strikes to number 26. This fastball lifted high, up, and out of play behind the dish once again. 1-2. Chauvin twirls the bat around a couple times, smacks home plate for good luck, and gets ready to go. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one bounces in there off the home plate umpire. Holding at third base is Nick Conti. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the second inning, and the Blues have plated 2. Deuce is wild here at historic Muzzy Field. The lefty from Tufts now sets. He faces the right-handed hitting third baseman from St. Mary's, who lines one at the second baseman, 1 hop up into the chest of Grant Lamberton. He smothers it and makes the play. Chauvin hit it hard, but a good play there by Grant Lamberton. The Blues get 2, but leave 3 on base. We head to the top of the third inning. This is Bristol Blues baseball. First pitch here in the top of the third inning out of the right arm of Teddy Carey. He hums in a fastball that misses the strike zone. Count is 1-0. 1-0 pitch, another fastball. Did he go too far? Yes, he did, says the infield umpire. 1 ball and 1 strike. As the left-handed hitting second baseman Grant Lamberton went too far, 1-1. Teddy Carey rocks into the motion. Hums in a curveball here. This one bends at the knees. Beneath the bat head, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carey's got it working here. Rough first inning for Teddy. However, a 1-2-3 second inning. And ahead in the count 1-2 here to Grant Lamberton. 1-2 pitch is a fastball. Outside corner. Called a strike. Called out for excessive window shopping. 1 up and 1 down. Teddy Carey's got it working now. Drops the hands, working quickly. It is the first pitch slider missing beneath the strike zone. 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. Carey to work. Fastball, this one right at the knees over the heart of the plate. 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Infield gets set. Ground ball off the batter inside of the box. It'll be a foul ball. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Teddy Carey takes this fastball up and out of the strike zone. Batter sits and watches it pop the leather of Hunter Sutherland. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on, tipped into the glove, making the play is Sutherland. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the top of the third for Teddy Carey. He's racked up 1, 2, 3, make that 4 and 5 strikeouts early on in this ballgame. To bat for Martha's Vineyard, their first baseman, number 12, Alex Lewis. Lewis takes the first pitch fastball over for a strike. Teddy Carey pounding the strike zone here in the third inning. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball, challenging him right at the belt buckle on the outer third. No balls and 2 strikes as that one is lifted into foul ground. Dropping the hands into the motion once again. Ground ball to the second baseman. Getting a piece of that one there is Alex Lewis. However, not threatening whatsoever. Grounder to Conti, yet another 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the third. This is Bristol Blues baseball, and the Blues trail the Sharks 3-2. Defensive replacement early on in this ball game for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Number 6, Jack Owens, will come into the ball game for number 10, Grant Lamberton. Jack Owens, a 5'10", 165-pound infielder from Virginia Tech University. Superco hums a fastball in there. First pitch swinging by Michael Munson. He laces a line shot right at the shortstop, Lawrence Hill. He picks it up off a bounce and throws it over to first base. Munson cut down on a hard hit ball to the shortstop. Now batting for Bristol, number 31, Frankie Gregoire. As the sun sets beyond the evergreen trees in left center field, the lights have been flicked on, glistening on this historic venue that is Muzzy Field, nestled in this lovely city of Bristol, Connecticut. Fastball now catches the inner third. Call the strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Frankie Gregoire. Gregoire lifts this one deep down the right field line. That will hook foul, but it had enough pop to get out of this ball yard if it stayed fair. If it was fair, it was gone, but unlucky for this Bristol Blues offense, it hooked foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This curveball wraps around the plate and into the catcher's glove. Also missing up in the strike zone signals the home plate umpire. 2 balls and 2 strikes to 31 Gregoire. Frankie gets a slider. Swings right over top of it as it bounces into the catcher, Kip Richard. Gregoire goes down swinging for the second time in his many plate appearances. Now batting for the Blues, the first baseman, Andrew Kendrick, who was 1 for 1 on the day. One ball, no strikes is my guess for the first pitch to Kendrick. I am wrong as he gets a fastball in on the hands, shoots it down the right field line. It'll get down in front of the right fielder, Jake Farrell. 2 for 2 on the day is Andrew Kendrick. I thought Superco might try to start him out with a curveball. Missed it low or outside. I was wrong. First pitch fastball challenging the first baseman, Andrew Kendrick. He floats one over the head of the first baseman, Alex Lewis, in front of Jake Farrell, the Sharks' right fielder, and down for a base hit. Good inside-out swing there by Andrew Kendrick. And now Nick Conti to bat for the Blues. He takes a first pitch fastball, missing too far inside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is on its way. It's dinked behind Nick Conti. That'll be a foul ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning, and the Blues trail the Sharks 3-2. Superco will set short lead off over there at first base for Andrew Kendrick. Conti takes all the way, and it misses inside, 2-1. 2 balls and no strikes to the second baseman from Orlando, Florida, Nick Conti. The 2-1 pitch misses as well. This one beneath the knees, too low, 3-1. Perfect pitch to hit here. 3 balls and 1 strike, expecting fastball all the way as Conti. He gets it, but is a little bit too late on it. Tim Superco hides the ball really well. He throws maybe 82, 83 miles an hour. He sits. However, it's the deceptive nature of the lefty from Tufts University that is getting the Blues hitters off guard just a little bit, and they're tardy on it. Pickoff move to first base, throw down the first base line, and Kendrick will advance around second and dig for third. As he stands up into third base, a throwing error by the pitcher, Superco there. First baseman Alex Lewis wasn't even ready for the pickoff attempt. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. I like the idea by Tim Superco lifting a leg, seeing if Kendrick is off on first movement. He was not, and his first baseman, Alex Lewis, was not ready for it. That throw was up the line a little bit. Lewis was unable to get over there to make the play. It skids all the way down the fence line into right field, and Kendrick will advance to third base. The next play there is a ground ball to the third baseman, Tommy O'Hara. As Kendrick advanced only 90 feet away from scoring and knotting this ball game up, Nick Conti grounds one to the third baseman, Tommy O'Hara. He makes the play. The Blues threaten but do not score in the bottom of the third inning. We're We're through the first three here at Muzzy Field. Teddy Carey will toe the slab at the top of the fourth inning for the Bristol Blues as they trail 3-2. Leading off the top of the fourth inning for Martha's Vineyard is the right fielder, Jake Farrell. Farrell doubled in the first inning, plating a pair of runs, and now he bats for the second time here in the fourth inning. Teddy Carey's first pitch, fastball missing the strike zone. It's 1-0. 1-0 pitch is a fastball whipped in there, smacking the rawhide of Sutherland. Late on that one was Farrell. 1-1. 1-0 pitch. The 1-1 pitch is another fastball. This one missing up out of the strike zone. 2-1. Good hitters count here for Jake Farrell. Carey challenges him with the fastball. This one lifted into left center field. Ranging over is Frankie Gregoire. He makes a fine running grab into the left center field gap. One up and one down. The shortstop, Lawrence Hill, to bat for the Vineyard. He grounded out to the second baseman, Nick Conti, in his first plate appearance. And here he takes a first pitch slider right at the knees, paints the outside corner, 0-1. Carey ahead in the count, 0-1, kicks up and delivers a fastball. This one just a bit outside, as the great Bob Uecker would say. Gets all the way to the backstop, 1-1. Dialing right back in, finding the right keyhole there, was Teddy Carey. Fastball right at the knees, hard of the plate, 1-2. 1-2 pitch, grounded softly to the second baseman, Conti. He'll pick it up off a couple of hops. 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning. Fourth inning brought to you by RGD Technologies, Precision Manufacturing Services, RGD Technologies. After striking out in his first at-bat of the ballgame, the third baseman, Tommy O'Hara, to bat for the Sharks. Tommy takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, missing the strike zone. Teddy Carey evens up the count, 1-1. Now Carey looks in, shakes off Sutherland one moment, agrees with the second signal, kicks up into the motion, but going up with the left arm. As the third baseman, O'Hara, he is granted time by the home plate umpire. After time is called, he takes a couple of practice swings, gets back into the box, and waves over a slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carey back in command. 1-2 pitch. Fastball missing up in the strike zone. First baseman Andrew Kendrick thought that one was a strike for sure. He was headed to the Blues dugout until he noticed the home plate umpire didn't ring him up. 2-2 pitch. This slider is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Blues still trail 3-2. This is Bristol Blues baseball. Hunter Sutherland, the Oklahoma Sooner, leads off the bottom of the fourth inning for the Bristol Blues. They trail 3-2. Martha's Vineyard got 3 in the first. Teddy Carey has been lights out ever since. Seeing the minimum from the second through the fourth inning is the righty from Babson, Teddy Carey. Hunter Sutherland takes the first pitch fastball over for a strike, 0-1. 0-1 pitch is a fastball lifted high, up, and into the mezzine behind Muzzy Field, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. The lefty from Tufts, Tim Superco, still on the bump. Tries to get an 0-2 curveball by Sutherland. He will whack it right at the third baseman, Tommy O'Hara. Picks it up off bounce, scoops it up at the ankles. Slips one over there to the first baseman, Alex Lewis. He will make the grab, and the play will be completed. 5-3 for those of you scoring this one at home. Goes down Hunter Sutherland. Jimmy Titus to bat for the Bristol Blues. Went down swinging in his first plate appearance. Here he takes the first pitch fastball, missing the strike zone, up and away, 1-0. The 1-2 pitch is a fastball. Right down the heart of the plate. Titus unable to barrel it up. He skips it to the back of the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out for number 20. Headed to Bryant University next season, Jimmy Titus. Here, Titus takes a changeup. This one bounces right as it crosses home plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. A great hitter's count here for the Blue shortstop. Titus sees a 2-1 fastball. A good one at that. A 2-seam fastball running away from the hands. On the outer third of the plate, he swings right through it. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one grounded up the middle. Ranging after this one is the replacement second baseman, Jack Owens. He comes up empty. That'll be a base knock for the Blues shortstop, Jimmy Titus. A grounder right up the middle. Man on with 1 out for Logan Green. Logan Green is 1 for 1 on the day. He singled in the second inning and led off this ball game with a walk. Came into today hitting .409, and that is just on the rise as he is 1 for 1. First pitch curveball by Superco, mixing it up for the leadoff man, Logan Green. If there's one thing Logan Green wants the people to know, listening to this ball game right now, is to fear the stash. Since the season started, Logan Green heard that former Boston Red Sox great and Hall of Famer Jim Rice was heading out to the ballpark. He told us all he's going to have a better mustache than Jim Rice when he gets to the ball field. And I will tell you, it is going to be a stiff competition because Logan Green's doing everything he's got to rival Jim Rice. Green is down to the count, 0-2 here. As he swings at a fastball, lifts it high, up, out of play, and on the roof of one of the homes in the neighborhood across Muzzy Street, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes for Logan Green. The runner is off with the pitch. He lifts this one in the air down the right field line. That will hook into foul ground. Out of the range of the right fielder, Jake Farrell. Retreating back to first will be Jimmy Titus. He got a good jump there on the 0-2 pitch out of the left arm of Tim Superco. Let's see if Superco changes up his looks here to throw off the timing of Jimmy Titus, who attempted to steal second that last pitch. Check swing here by Logan Green. He nicks this one 3 feet in front of home plate. The Little English on the ball brought it back into foul ground. Catcher Kip Richard will pick it up. Count stays 0-2. Logan Green sees a lot of pitches. Down on the count 0-2, he follows another 2 pitches off, make that a 5. pitch at bat right here. Line shot through the right side of the infield, right at Jake Farrell, the Vineyard's right fielder. Line shot, single, laced off the bat of Logan Green, down in the count, 0-2. Great piece of hitting there. Men on first and second. The Blues have something brewing with one out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Christopher Morris, the bat for the Blues. Grounded out to the second baseman in the first inning. Hit by pitch with an RBI in the second. He was down in the count, 0-2 in war one. First pitch, curveball. Hit off the end of the bat in foul ground. No balls and one strike to the Blues center fielder from Manhattan College, Christopher Morris. Morris with a very upright stance, slightly open as well. Superco checks second twice and fires a slider in there. Morris bends the knee out of the way, getting out of the way of this one. One ball, one strike, and one out. We are in the bottom of the fourth inning, and the Blues trail the Sharks 3-2. Morris shatters his bat. The barrel goes flying into the seats. The fans will scatter, and Christopher Morris will have to get a new piece of lumber. That bat split in two. Morris will go to the dugout, pick up a new twig as he heads back in for battle, down in the count, 1-2. One ball and two strikes to Morris. Jimmy Titus, the runner at second base, and the runner at first is number 19, Logan Green. Middle of the infield in double play depth for Martha's Vineyard. As there's a fastball on the inside corner, home plate umpire says Chris Morris leans the knee in front of the plate to get hit by the pitch. Looks like the argument that went on in between innings by the Martha's Vineyard managers has paid dividends. Between the bottom of the second and the top of the third inning, Martha's Vineyard manager came out to have a conversation with the umpire behind home plate. It was regarding Christopher Morris getting hit by the pitch, down in the count, 0-2. He alleged that he stuck his knee out in front of the plate to get hit by the pitch. Morris was awarded first base anyways, but this time he's called out on strikes. 2 outs, men on second and first, as Chauvin lifts a fastball in the air to right field. It will get down in front of the right fielder, Jake Farrell. Jimmy Titus will round third and score. Standing up, Austin Chauvin with a 2-out RBI single, and the Bristol Blues tie this ball game up. Austin Chauvin with a 2-out RBI single moves the runner from first, Logan Green, all the way over to third. So we got runners on the corners, 2 outs for Michael Munson. He swings at a first pitch fastball. A little bit late on that one. He comes up empty. It is 0-1. Munson 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out to the second baseman in his first at-bat, and a ground out to short in his second. He's late on that fastball there. Down in the count, 0-2 to the designated hitter from Post University in Plainville, Connecticut, Michael Munson. Runners on the corners, Austin Chauvin at first, Logan Green at third. Slider Munson swings at, throws the hands at it, waves at it, and misses. Munson is down on strikes, and so are the Blues. However, they've played a run and tie this ball game up. Head to the top of the fifth inning, and the Blues are deadlocked with the Sharks from Martha's Vineyard, 3-3. This is Bristol Blues baseball. Top of the fifth inning, coming up next. Teddy Carey back on the bump for Bristol. Leading off the top of the fifth inning is the catcher, Kip Richard. Richard takes the first pitch fastball at the knees on the outside corner. Perfect pitch. He boxed it up. 0-1. No balls and one strike. Teddy Carey hums in another fastball. This one lifted up and out of play. 0-2. No balls and two strikes. Teddy Carey sets up and delivers. This slider misses a hair outside and maybe a touch too low. 1-2. One ball and two strikes. This one now lifted high up and out of play. Down the third base line. Into the cheap seats. 1-2. 1-2 pitch, missing the strike zone by just a hair. Teddy Carey put the first ball and the second one in the exact same location. Umpire refusing to give him the strike on that one. He puts it there again, 3 straight times, just barely outside and maybe a hair low. Umpire refuses to go up with the right arm. Full count pitch on its way. Fastball way late on that one is Kip Richard. Teddy Carey gets another strikeout, and he's racking them up tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make that 7 strikeouts through 4 1/3 for the righty from Babson, Teddy Carey. Carey's first pitch here to Harrison Smokes misses low and away. 1-0. The 1-2 pitch is grounded softly to Jimmy Titus. He comes up with it, throws to Kendrick at first base. 6-3, down goes Smosk. For those of you scoring this one at home, 6-3. Smosk, the 9-hole hitter, rolls over and grounds out to Titus. Now the lineup will roll over to Jacob Rhinesmith, the leadoff hitter, playing left field. Lefty is 1 for 2 today, singled and struck out. Teddy Carey with perfect command of that slider right now. Finding the right keyhole and arm slot every single pitch, it seems. First pitch slider. Backed up with the fastball on the outside corner. Fouls it off to the screen. Down in the count, 0-2. Ground ball to the shortstop. Titus picks it up, throws to first. Kendrick will make the play, and Teddy Carey is rolling through this Martha's Vineyard lineup after the first inning. We're tied up 3-3, bottom of the 5th. Coming up next, this is Bristol Blues Baseball. Bottom of the 5th, we are here at Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut. A reliever Coming on for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, the reliever is John Nolan, the 6'4", 190-pound righty from Siena College and a Windsor, Connecticut native. His pitching change, as always, is brought to you by Muzzy Field. The historic novel, well written by Doug Milan, gives perspective on this 102-year-old ballpark with the likes of Babe Ruth, Jim Rice, Wade Boggs, and Freddie Lynn all playing on the hallowed grounds of Muzzy Field. We are in the bottom of the fifth, deadlocked 3-3. Blues lead in the hit column, 6-4. Leading off in the bottom of the fifth inning will be number 31, Frankie Gregoire. After Frankie will be Andrew Kendrick, who's 2 for 2 on the day, followed up by Nick Conti, and if we get there, Hunter Sutherland, the catcher from Oklahoma, will bat fourth. Gregoire awaits the first pitch from John Nolan. He gets it and skies it in the air. In shallow left field, coming over to make the play will be the shortstop, Larry Hill. He makes the play in foul territory, and Frankie Gregoire pops out into foul ground to the shortstop, Lawrence Hill. Andrew Kendrick now steps to the dish, the first baseman from Springfield, Missouri, by way of Youngstown University. He's 2 for 2 on the day, very wide base for Kendrick. He awaits Nolan's pitch. It's a slider, missing, low and outside, 1-0. One ball and no strikes, the count here to Andy. Nolan kicks up and delivers. Fastball, he checks the swing, does not go too far, 2-0. More action here in the Martha's Vineyard bullpen. A righty warming up, do not have a number on him yet. 2-0 pitch, taking all the way is Kendrick. This one nowhere near the strike zone, missing inside, 3-0. Nolan has thrown 7 innings so far this season for the Sharks, posting a 6.42 ERA. He will rock back into the motion. The 3-0 pitch is a fastball right down the heart of the plate, right down Main Street here in Bristol. 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Kendrick awaits the pitch. He gets another fastball out in front of it, lifts it off the back of the screen right behind home plate. Count runs full. Shaking off once, now make that twice is Nolan. He now pierces over the glove to kick up into the motion. Throws a hard slider. This one started at the middle of the plate. However, it dove all the way low and outside. Unable to catch the strike zone there with the count full was John Nolan. He walks Andrew Kendrick, and he's reached base for the 3rd time tonight. Nick Conti to bat for the Blues. Working from the stretch for the first time here is Mr. Nolan. Doesn't change the location of that pitch. For 2 straight pitches in a row, he misses low and outside. Kip Richard has to get down and block this one. 1 ball and no strikes to number 17 from Eckerd, Conti. Conti takes this fastball low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Yet another wide one here from the Windsor CT native, John Nolan. Nolan will set, kick up, and deliver. Line shot through the right side. This one will get over to Jake Farrell. Kendrick advances 90 feet, not going anywhere after that one. Conti with his first single of the evening moves up Kendrick 90 feet. Men on first and second. 1 out for the catcher, Hunter Sutherland. Nick Conti slapped that fastball into right field. Base knock for Conti, and the catcher, Kip Richard, will go out there to have a conversation with the reliever, John Nolan. As Richard's conversation comes to a close, Hunter Sutherland seems to be ready to rock and roll, walking in to the right-handed batter's box. Sutherland will twirl the bat around his waist a couple of times. Shortstop Lawrence Hill in the back pocket of Kendrick to start, and now he retreats to a position. This one bounces 60 feet away from the rubber, right on the back end of the plate and into the glove of Kip Richard. 1 ball and no strikes to the Oklahoma Sooner, Hunter Sutherland. Sutherland gets a 1-0 fastball, swings at it, comes up vanilla, 1-1. Infield deep all the way around. Outfield playing fairly shallow here at Muzzy Field for the Vineyard. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sutherland gets a fastball. This one missing the strike zone outside. 2 balls and 1 strike for number 54, Hunter Sutherland. Sutherland drew a walk there in the bottom of the second inning and grounded out to the third baseman, Tommy O'Hara, in his last AB. 2-1 fastball, missing just a touch low. 3 balls and 1 strike. The count to the Blues catcher. On deck for Bristol, Jimmy Titus singled and came around to score in the 4th inning. As Titus looks on, he watches Hunter Sutherland take ball 4. He will take now what is a lengthy stroll to first base, as it looks like the pitching coach will come out to have another word with John Nolan. As the pitching coach comes out to speak to Nolan, the manager takes off the hat, signaling down to the Martha's Vineyard bullpen, get them up and hot, because they might need a new wing in this ballgame fairly quickly. So Martha's Vineyard got 3 quick runs in the first inning, but Teddy Carey has been absolutely dominant ever since then. The Blues picked up 2 in the bottom of the second and 1 in the bottom of the 4th to knot this ball game up 3-3. The third RBI came off the bat of Austin Chauvin, who had a line shot single to right field. Most of the Blues knocks today have been to right field, right in front of the Sharks' right fielder, Jake Farrell. Jimmy Titus is 1 for 2 on the day. Bases loaded and 1 out for Titus. Titus most likely looking for that first pitch fastball. He gets it, however, nowhere near the strike zone, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to Jimmy Titus. Titus with a big leg kick and takes here. In her third, call the strike. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. The 1-1 pitch on its way. Missing up and inside. 2 balls and no strikes now to Jimmy. Beautiful night for baseball. The sun has set and the lights have been flicked on a few innings ago. Still 65 degrees and not a cloud in the sky. The 2-1 pitch to Titus. Flicked out of the right arm of John Nolan past the bat of Titus, 2-2. 2-2 pitches bounced in there. Kip Richard throws the body in front of it. It skips a little bit to his right up the first base line. However, he scoots over to pick it up. Runner at third, not going anywhere. That runner is Andrew Kendrick. Kendrick at third, Conti at second, and Sutherland at first. Full count pitch in on the hands. Lifted high, up, and out of play. Into the back of the bed of the pickup truck. Parked in the local neighborhood, 3-2. Now Titus waits yet another full count offering. This one is a fastball. Missing outside, walking in a run there is John Nolan. RBI walk for Jimmy Titus, and the lineup rolls over for the hot-hitting right fielder, number 19, Logan Green. The Blues have the lead, down 3-0 after the first inning, and now they lead this ball game 4-3 in the bottom of the fifth inning. Skipper from Martha's Vineyard to come out and make a change. We'll take a brief break and get back to you from Muzzy Field. The Blues lead 4-3. This is Bristol Blues Baseball. Pitching change for Martha's Vineyard brings in the righty from Boston College, the sophomore from Sparta, New Jersey, Jack Nelson. Logan Green gets set in the right-handed batter's box. Base is loaded, 1 out, and the Blues lead 4-3. Check swing. He went too far, says the home plate umpire. 0-1. First pitch slider out of the bullpen from Jack Nelson. Gets Logan Green to bite. 0-1. Corners are in, as this one is lined right at the first baseman, Alex Lewis. He will scamper over and touch first. A line-out double play, hard hit ball off the bat of Logan Green, but it was the old Atom ball. You hit a rocket right at the first baseman, Alex Green. He taps the bag to cut down Titus as well. Not much you could do there if you're this Bristol Blues offense. You load them up and hit a shot. However, it's right at the first baseman, Alex Lewis, and they strand 3. However, the Blues take the lead for the first time tonight, 4-3, and Teddy Carey back on the bump. Top of the 6th inning coming up next. This is Bristol Blues Baseball. First at bat of the evening for the defensive replacement who came on earlier, Jack Owens. Owens to bat for Lamberton. Here to lead off the 6th inning. Owens takes outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Teddy Carey still in a groove here for Bristol. The 1-1 pitch misses a little bit low and outside. 2-1. Two-one pitch, slider, buckles the knees, called a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes for number 22, the right-handed pitcher for the Blues, Teddy Carey. 2-2 pitch misses low and outside. Count runs full here to the second baseman, recording his first at-bat tonight for the Sharks, Jack Owens. Jack Owens shoots one on the ground to Kendrick. He picks it up off a knee, calls off Carey, and he will make the play unassisted. 3 unassisted. Down goes Owens. The DH, Gage Lanning, to bat for the Vineyard. Defensively behind Carey right now, Kendrick at first, Conti at second, Jimmy Titus, the shortstop, and Austin Chauvin at third base. In right for Bristol, Logan Green. In center, Chris Morris. And in left field, Frankie Gregoire. Behind the dish and battery mate with Carey tonight, number 54, Hunter Sutherland. 1 ball and 1 strike. Carey drops in a curveball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carey working quickly here. The 1-2 pitch is already on its way. Misses just a hair up in the strike zone. Trying to snag that one and bring it down ever so slightly was Hunter Sutherland. Home plate umpire called him and left it up there as a ball. 2-2 pitch bounces in there. Smothering that one is Sutherland. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carey now rocks back into the motion. Full count pitch is grounded to the third baseman Chauvin. He picks it up, shuffles his feet a couple of times. A frozen rope over to first base, snagged up there by Kendrick. 2 up and 2 down. Alex Lewis, the batter for Martha's Vineyard. Lewis had a base knock in the first inning. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Third plate appearance and at bat coming in the top of the 6th inning. Takes first pitch fastball, this one missing the strike zone. Lunging after that one was Sutherland to make the grab, 1-0. 1-0 pitch, fastball, perfect pitch, right at the knees. Called the strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Check swing. Did he go too far? Yes, he did. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes. Carey delivers. Hard hit ground ball past the outstretched glove of the Blues second baseman, Nick Conti. 2-out base hit for Alex Lewis. Jake Farrell now the batter for Martha's Vineyard. So Lewis is 2 for 3 on the day. And Farrell to bat. He's 1 for 2 with the 2 RBI double in the first inning. That played the last of these Martha's Vineyard runs. They trail the Blues 4-3 in the top of the 6th inning. Perfect location there on the slider. First pitch slider wraps around and paints the outside corner. 0-1. Carey works from the set. Kicks up and delivers. Outside corner was the pitch. Fouled behind the left-handed hitting right fielder Jake Farrell. No balls and 2 strikes. Teddy Carey in the driver's seat. 0-2 pitch. Swung right through. He came up empty, and Teddy Carey has got another one. 8 strikeouts on the day through 6 innings for Teddy Carey, and the Blues lead 4-3. As we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, this is Bristol Blues baseball. Christopher Morris will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Bristol Blues. A little bit of controversy in the last AB for Morris. He leaned in and got hit by the pitch and then was called out on strikes by the home plate umpire. He disagreed, so did the manager for the Blues, Pat Riley. However, no change in call, nothing he could do. Morris now to bat for Bristol in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch was a ground ball foul. The second one off the hands to the pitcher. In relief, Jack Nelson. Nelson, working on his PFPs here early on in the 6th, pounces off the mound, picks it up with the bare hand, throws it over the first baseman, Alex Lewis. 1 up and 1 down on 2 pitches. Down goes Chris Morris. Austin Chauvin, number 26, to bat for the Bristol Blues. RBI single in his last plate appearance. Way out in front of the first pitch slider there was Chavo. Down in the count, 0-1. Nelson works slowly into the motion. Another slider. Chauvin out in front of it once again. This time, however, he would cue it off the end of the bat into foul territory, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to the third baseman from St. Mary's, and he'll dribble one to the shortstop, Larry Hill. Hill will pick it up off the short hop, sling it over to first base, and Chauvin is cut down, 6-3. Now batting for the Blues will be the designated hitter and cleanup man tonight, Mike Munson. Munson to bat for Bristol. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Takes this first pitch up and out of the strike zone. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch is on its way. Fastball, a little bit late on that one there was Munson. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch. Check swing did not go too far, missing the strike zone, 2-1. Nelson, the 6'2" sophomore from Boston College, towing the slab right now for Martha's Vineyard. The 2-1 pitch missing the strike zone, 3-1. 3-1 pitch inside. Tap dancing out of the way there was Munson. It'll be a 2-out walk for the Blues designated hitter. Now batting for the Blues, Frankie Gregoire. Gregoire with 2 Ks early on in the ballgame, then popped out in foul ground to the shortstop, Lawrence Hill. Man on first is Munson. He's got a short leadoff. Nelson checks him once, kicks up and delivers out of the stretch. Frankie a little bit out in front of that one. No balls and a strike to the right-handed hitting left fielder from Marist, Frankie Gregoire. Gregoire awaits the 0-1 pitch. Out in front of that one once again. This one was a bender. Beneath the strike zone, Gregoire swung out of his shoes at that one. It's 0-2. Munson with a fairly average lead off over there at first base. Front foot right to the cut of the grass. Nelson steps off, gathers himself, adjusts the hat, knocks down a couple of the fruit flies flying around above his face. Get back on the rubber, and the 0-2 pitch is on its way. Slider. Gregoire swings right through it. Very frustrating night so far for Frankie Gregoire. He's got 3 Ks. However, the Blues lead as we head to the top of the 7th inning, 4-3. Teddy Carey's day is done for the Bristol Blues. A quality start for the right-handed pitcher from Babson College. 6 innings, giving up 3 runs. And coming on in relief for the righty is the left-handed reliever from Franklin Pierce University, number 37, Adam Goss. Goss pitched in last night's game. He ended the ball game for the Blues pitching the bottom of the 8th inning. They lost 12-5 to the Worcester Bravehearts. Goss's first pitch of the evening here at home in Muzzy Field. A slider right at the knees. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Lawrence Hill. Missing inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck for Martha's Vineyard, Kip Richard. Goss will set at the red numbers across the chest. Fastball missing outside by just a hair, 2-1. Goss had a phenomenal year for Franklin Pierce, did not give up an earned run all season. 2 balls and 1 strike, fastball lifted in the air, fairly deep right field. Camping under it is Logan Green. Can of corn for the right fielder, Logan Green. He will make the play. Lollipop a throw in to the cutoff man, Nick Conti. 1 up and 1 down. Adam Goss, the lefty, now on the bump in relief of Teddy Carey. Left-handed hitting catcher. Left-handed hitting third baseman, Tommy O'Hara up to bat. Left-handed hitting catcher, Kip Richard on deck. First pitch slider. Right at the knees, called the strike. Adam Goss pounding the strike zone early on. Goss now sets, kicks up in the motion, and delivers the 0-1 pitch. Another slider. This one misses low, 1-1. Pitching change, as always, brought to you by Muzzy Field. The historic novel on this historic field, written by Doug Milan. Pick it up online at Amazon.com today. Goss with another slider. This one over for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tommy O'Hara. O'Hara awaits the 1-2. This is a fastball. Swings right through it, and Goss got him on strikes. O'Hara goes down swinging for the 3rd time tonight, and Kip Richard to bat for Martha's Vineyard. This Blues pitching staff is absolutely gearing up and striking everybody in this Martha's Vineyard roster out tonight. Goss's first pitch, fastball, dots the outside corner, paints it like Leonardo, 0-1. No balls in 1 strike. Goss kicks up and delivers. Way late on the slider there was Kip Richard. Goss does not light up the radar gun, to say the least. Fastball sits maybe 80, 81. Slider less than that, but he does just enough to keep every hitter he faces off guard. The 0-2 pitch is a slider missing outside, 1-2. Kip Richards 0 for 2 on the day, struck out swinging 2 times. Goss kicks up and delivers. Check swing. He went too far. Adam Goss sits there. Can I do anything for you, Kip? Nah, just looking. He goes down on strikes. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's stretch time at Muzzy Field. 7th inning stretch is brought to you by the Hummel Brothers, the official hot dog of the Bristol Blues. So stand up, stretch out, and sing the Take Me Out to the Ball Game with everybody here in attendance at Muzzy Field. This is Bristol Blues baseball, and the Blues lead by 1. Leading off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Blues tonight will be number 28, Andrew Kendrick. And boy, has he had himself a day. 2 for 2 with a walk. He's reached base all 3 times. He stepped to the dish. He dips, ducks, dives, and dodges. That ball up and inside. A little bit of chin music for Kendrick. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is a bender. Bounces in there, smothered by Richard. 2-0. Kendrick takes a step out, gathers himself, working very deliberately in the right-handed batter's box. Challenged with the fastball there by Jack Nelson. 2 balls and 1 strike. That count to Andrew Kendrick. Now Kendi looks, skies a fastball into foul ground. This one will get up over the screening and onto Muzzy Street. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch is on its way. It's a slider that misses the strike zone a little bit too far down. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He works it full, does Kendrick. 3-2 pitch. Broken back grounder, charging hard as the shortstop Lawrence Hill. Fields it on the run, throws, makes a good throw to the first baseman Alex Lewis. That bat splintered in front of home plate. Good play there by Larry Hill to toss out the Blues first baseman Andrew Kendrick for the first time tonight. Nick Conti, the batter for Bristol. Conti sees the first pitch fastball. He fouls it off of his knee. He takes a moment now to walk around home plate, gather himself, and prepare to stride back into the box and get ready to face the hard-throwing righty from Boston College, Jack Nelson. Home plate umpire goes out there, walks the ball out to Nelson. Classy move there by the home plate ump, giving Nick Conti time to gather himself and get ready to battle Jack Nelson once again. Defensively behind Nelson right now, Alex Lewis at first base. Jack Owens at second, Lawrence Hill at short, and Tommy O'Hara at third base. In left, Jacob Rhinesmith, Harrison Smosk in center, and Jake Farrell, the right fielder. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball. Late on that one was Conti. He's now down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch is a slider that bounces in there, blocked by Richard, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Conti strides out and a good old 56-footer. This one bounces a couple feet in front of the dish into the chest protector of Kip Richard. Count now full. Count all loaded up, and this fastball up and in, twisting and turning out of the way is Conti. He draws a 1-out walk. The Blues lead 4-3. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning as the Blues look for some CNI insurance runs. Late innings, need a run? Check out the Connecticut Network Insurance. Call them today, 860-582-4CNI. Nick Conti extends the lead off over that first base. Pickoff move off the bag. It was a good one. Slides back head first safely. No count here on Sutherland. Sutherland gets a first pitch fastball. Just barely gets a piece of it. Knocks off the catcher's equipment of Kip Richard. One catcher into another. 0-1. Pickoff move to first once again. Almost caught Conti leaning. He's back there safely. Conti calls for time. Gets the dirt out of the belt loops. Cleans himself off. Adjusts the high socks that he sports each and every night. Sutherland takes his time, gets the signals from manager Pat Riley. Down at home here over at third base. 0-1 the count to Sutherland. Fastball misses up and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Middle of the infield, Lawrence Hill. And Jack Owens pinched in double the play depth. Conti extends the lead another half a step. Large secondary. He retreats back to first base as the ball pops the mitt of the catcher, Kip Richard. Up with the right arm goes the home plate umpire. And Sutherland is down in the count 1-2. 1-2 pitch bounces in there. Richard, a brick wall behind the dish tonight. No pass balls as 6, 7, or 8 pitches have bounced in there, skipped in there, or just got into the gear of Kip Richard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, in and out. Fastball, putting a little bit of extra juice on that one, was Jack Nelson. Sutherland lifts it off the label, up into the seats down the first base line. Lucky kid from Southington will be able to go home with a souvenir here tonight. He picks it up, takes us over to his pops. They share a moment. First souvenir at a Bristol Blues ball game in Muzzy Field. And Sutherland gets a 2-2 pitch that he lifts to deep center field. Going back is the center fielder, Smosk. He will make the play on the run, and Conti will have to retreat back to first base. Got a good piece of that one there, did Sutherland. He lifted to deep center field. Going back and making the play was Smosk. So with 2 outs, Jimmy Titus to bat for Bristol, man on first base. Wouldn't be surprised to see Conti try to swipe a bag here, put himself in scoring position with 2 outs. Conti with some wheels over there at first base, definitely enough to swipe a bag. Nelson, not the quickest to home plate, and we haven't seen Kip Richard throw down to second yet. Pickoff move at first. Nelson is keeping a fairly close eye to Conti, however. Haven't seen the arm of Kip Richard. Hasn't exactly thrown it down with all of his might in between innings. Can't quite tell you what he's got. But before you know it, Jimmy Titus is down in the count 0-2. First pitch fastball at the knees. Second one inside corner, called a strike. Titus down in the count 0-2. Conti extends the lead, a secondary. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Nelson will field, throw it to first. Titus is cut down 1-3. We head to the top of the 8th inning. This is Bristol Blues baseball. Blues lead 4-3. Mike Krieger comes on in relief of the lefty from Franklin Pierce, Adam Goss. Krieger putting up phenomenal numbers this season. 6 innings and a 1.5 ERA out of the bullpen from LIU Brooklyn, Mike Krieger. He will face the 9-hole hitter and center fielder Harrison Smosk. First pitch missing the strike zone, a hair outside, 1-0. Infield stays the same behind Krieger. Broken bat, grounder to Jimmy Titus. He will charge hard, make the play over to first base. 1 up, 1 down. Broken bat, ground out off the bat of Harrison Smosk. Gives the Blues the first out in the top of the 8th inning. Third putout of the evening for Jimmy Titus comes here in the top of the 8th inning. Lineup rolls over for Jacob Rhinesmith, the Rhinestone Cowboy to bat for Martha's Vineyard. Takes the first pitch fastball outside corner. Up at the right arm goes the home plate umpire, 0-1. Krieger bringing it tonight. No balls and 1 strike. This one is a slider. Dancing out of the way is Rhinesmith, 1-1. Krieger steps back into the windup. 1-1 pitch lifted in the air to shallow center field. Titus goes back. Coming in is Morris. He charges in, calls off Titus, who takes a seat on his backside as he gives way to the center fielder. A long run there for Chris Morris. He makes the play, 2 up and 2 down in the 8th inning. Jack Owens bats for the second time tonight for Martha's Vineyard. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to the first baseman, Andrew Kendrick. First pitch to Owens is outside, 1-0. Second pitch is a fastball missing low and outside, 2-0. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Blues lead the Sharks 4-3. Martha's Vineyard got 3 in the first inning, but the bats have been silenced since. Jack Owens gets a fastball on the outer third. He goes the other way with it. Line shot single in front of Logan Green. He'll pick it up off a couple of bounces. And a 2-out base hit for Martha's Vineyard brings up Gage Lanning. He flew out to right in his first at-bat, struck out in his second, and grounded out to Shaw in his last time up. First pitch slider, check swing. He did not go too far, 1-0. The sun has set and night is upon us here at Muzzy Field. The lights are flicked on, and they illuminate this historic venue. 102-year-old Muzzy Field glistens in the night lights as the Bristol Blues play host to the Martha's Vineyard Sharks in the top of the 8th inning. Man on first in a 1-1 count. A slider that just barely misses the outside corner. Looked like everybody in Bristol wanted that call. Umpire doesn't give it to him. It's 2-1. Krieger has great confidence in that slider. Let's see if he goes back-to-back with it. 2-1 pitch on its way. Two-seam fastball. Runs it a little bit too far inside. Count now 3-1. 3 balls in 1 strike. Let's see if Martha's Vineyard gets aggressive and sends the runner. They do not. The 3-1 pitch is a fastball in on the hands. This one is off the label. Lifted into foul ground onto the roof of Muzzy Field. Count now full, 3-2. The infield's going to have to go across the diamond. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. That means the runner at first base, Jack Owens, will be off with the pitch. Kendrick gets behind him, no longer holding him on. He is off with the pitch, and this fastball misses low and outside. A 2-out walk brings up the very dangerous Alex Lewis. First and second, 2 outs for Alex Lewis, who's 2 for 3 on the day. Lewis, the first baseman from Longwood University, heading into his senior year next season. There is a replacement over here at first base. It will be a pinch runner. Do not have a number yet for the pinch runner. Pinch runner coming in for the designated hitter, Gage Lanning. 2 men on, 2 outs. Top of the 8th inning, Blues lead by 1. Krieger comes set at the letters. Kicks up and delivers. This one lifted in the air, deep down the left field line. That ball will hook up and out of play into foul territory. Long strike there off the bat of Lewis. 0-1. Pinch runner in the ball game is number 5 from the University of Maine, Zach Quintal. 0-1 pitch. Another fastball. This one outside corner, up at the right arm, goes the home plate umpire. Called a strike. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The crowd on their feet cheering on Mike Krieger and the rest of this Bristol Blues team. Lewis awaits the 0-2 pitch. Krieger will kick up and deliver. Fastball missing the outside corner by about an inch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sutherland stuck it there, held it for an extra beat. It was called a ball, 1-2. Krieger disagrees with the first signal from Sutherland. Nods in agreement of the second. 1-2 pitch, ground ball off the end of the bat to Austin Chauvin. Fields it, turns, throws, makes the play. Good play there by Austin Chauvin. Andrew Kendrick makes the play at first, and we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Blues lead 4-3. Leading off for Bristol, number 19, Logan Green. Shoots a first pitch, fastball on the ground to the first baseman, Alex Lewis. Lewis will pick it up at the numbers. Waltz over to first base, 3 unassisted. Down goes Green. Chris Morris to bat for Bristol. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Blues lead 4-3. Chris Morris is due up. However, the lefty Brandon Grover in to pinch hit for him. Last time at Muzzy Field, Brandon Grover hit the only home run for the Bristol Blues this season. A shot to deep right field up and over the Babe Ruth sign. The 1-0 pitch to Grover is a fastball, challenging him on the outer third. A little bit tardy on that one was Brandon. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch is a slider, dips beneath the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. Great hitters count here for the pinch hitter, number 32 from Bentley, Brandon Grover. Grover sees a 2-1 fastball at the knees on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch is a changeup. Second time we've seen the changeup out of the right arm of Jack Nelson tonight, and that one fools Brandon Grover. Grover swung through that one. He goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the night for Brandon Grover. Batting for Bristol, number 26, Austin Chauvin. Takes the first pitch slider on the outer third. Catches the plate. 0-1. Chauvin swings at the 0-1 pitch. Dribbles it in foul territory down the third base line. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes the count to the 3-hole hitter from St. Mary's, Austin Chauvin. Sees a curveball, bounce in there. He checked his swing. Nowhere near going too far. It's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chauvin takes this changeup inside. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Deuce is wild here for Austin Chauvin. 2-2 pitch is chopped to third base. Making the play, and a high throw there by Tommy O'Hara. He fielded the ball cleanly, but the throw was up and over the head of the first baseman, Alex Lewis. Second error of the evening for Martha's Vineyard. Puts a man in scoring position for the Bristol Blues. So Chauvin reaches on an error and is able to advance to second base. Man in scoring position for the designated hitter, Michael Munson. Munson 0 for 3 on the day. He did walk in his last at-bat. First pitch here to Munson. Fouls one down the first base line, kicks into foul territory, about 25 feet down the line. 0-1 that count to number 30, the third baseman, designated hitter, and relief pitcher from Post University, Michael Munson. Now Munson awaits the 0-1 pitch from Nelson. Line shot back up the middle. It'll skip off the mound and booted there by the shortstop, Lawrence Hill. Back-to-back plays and back-to-back errors. A little bit of English put on that grounder. Off the back of the mound, played fits with Larry Hill, the shortstop for Martha's Vineyard. Two men on. 2 out. For the pinch hitter for the Bristol Blues, they will be taking Frankie Gregoire out of the ball game and Zach Scott to bat. Gregoire's had a rough night tonight. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So Zach Scott will come in to pinch hit with runners on the corners and 2 outs. First pitch swinging out of the gates is Zach Scott. A little bit late on that one. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch is a slider. This one bounces in the right-handed batter's box, 1-1. Phenomenal job behind the dish today by Kip Richard. You cannot sing his praises loud enough. Every single pitch in the dirt has been absolutely smothered. Zach Scott gets a fastball on the outer third. He shoots it down the left field line. That ball is slicing away from the left fielder, Jacob Rhinesmith. He goes over to the line and makes the play. We head to the top of the ninth inning. Last call for this Martha's Vineyard offense. And the closer for the Bristol Blues from the University of Maine, Nick Silva, will now check in. This is Bristol Blues baseball, and the Blues lead 4-3. We're in the top of the ninth inning, and the pitching change coming on once again. Pitching change, as always, brought to you by Muzzy Field, the historic book on this historic venue written by Doug Milan. Check it out on Amazon.com today. So Silva comes on in relief for Krieger, who relieved Adam Goss, who took over for the starter from Babson College, who went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs. All came in the first inning, Teddy Carey. Silva comes in to slam the door shut. He will work with Hunter Sutherland in the 9th inning. Farrell, Hill, and O'Hara due up for the Vineyard. Jake Farrell leads off for Martha's Vineyard. He doubled in his first at-bat, flew out to left, and then struck out. 4th AB coming here in the 9th inning. It will be against Nick Silva. Silva, the hard-throwing righty from Miami, Florida, kicks up into his motion. First pitch here, fastball at the knees, outside corner, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is on its way. Silva kicks up into the motion. This fastball lifted down the left field line. Charging hard is the defensive replacement, Lorenzo Arcuri. And the change plays dividends for the Bristol Blues. Arcuri comes on in left field for Frankie Gregoire and makes a fine running play in toward the left field line. 1 up and 1 down. The batter now, shortstop, Larry Hill. Silva drops the hands as he gets into the motion. Fastball looked good from up here. Call the ball, 1-0. Press box here at Muzzy Field, located deep down the third base line, about 95 feet away from home plate. 1-0 pitch, missing up, 2-0. On deck for Martha's Vineyard, Tommy O'Hara. 2-0 pitch is a fastball at the top of the zone, right at the letters across the chest of Martha's Vineyard, 2-1. Defensively, in for Bristol, Brandon Grover stays in the ballgame after pinch hitting in right, and Lorenzo Arcuri came on in relief of the pinch hitter Zach Scott in for Frankie Gregoire. 2-1 pitch is a fastball. Late on that one was Hill. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch, slider misses the strike zone, low, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Got to be challenging with the fastball here, does Silva. Let's see what he does. He does challenge him, but this one is lifted high up behind home plate, out of play into the parking lot behind Muzzy Field. Count stays full, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes is the count. Another fastball. This one skips in there past Sutherland. It'll be a 1-out walk, and the tying run is on Tommy O'Hara, the batter for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Tommy O'Hara 0 for 3 on the day with 3 strikeouts. Steps in, first pitch curveball. This one misses outside. Sutherland has to lunge out of the way of that one. It's 1-0. Silva sets the 1-0 pitch. Fastball right at the knees. Called a strike, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike here. 0 for 3 with 3 Ks on the day is O'Hara. This one lined down the first base line. It'll be into fair territory. Rounding third and heading home will be the shortstop, Larry Hill. Tommy O'Hara breaks out in big fashion. A double down the right field line plates the run from first. This game is tied. And there's a man in scoring position for Martha's Vineyard. Pinch hitter for the catcher, Kip Richard, will be number 24, Kevin Jordan. So there's a man on second. This tie ball game. Kevin Jordan, the pinch hitter in the 9th inning. Silva lets it go there. This fastball pops the leather of Sutherland, and now Nick is ahead in the count, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike, the count to the pinch hitter. Fastball in on the hands. He lifts it up into foul territory, knocks off the siding and back into play, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. We're tied up here, 4-4, after the RBI double off the bat of O'Hara tied this ball game up. That fastball misses up in the strike zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Silva coming on in relief. Gives up an earned run and ties this ball game. Blown save for the Blues closer, number 24, Nick Silva. His second blown save in his many outings. Maybe raising some questions for the Bristol Blues. Fly ball to right field, going over is Grover. He will make the play. Tagging at second, bluffing there is Tommy O'Hara. Grover will make the play as the pinch hitter, Jordan, flies out to right. 9-hole hitter, Harrison Smoke, due up. Number 16, the junior from Franklin Pierce, Harrison Smoke to bat. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Man at second base and 2 outs. We're deadlocked at 4s here in the top of the 9th inning. Silva sets, checks second once, kicks up, and delivers a first pitch fastball. This one missing up, 1-0. One ball and no strikes, the count to the 9-hole hitter for Martha's Vineyard. 1-0 pitch is a fastball, inner third, called a strike, 1-1. One ball, one strike, 2 outs, man on second, Silva on the bump. Curveball, pretty pitch here by Silva. Right on the inside corner, doesn't get much better than that. 1 ball and 2 strikes. If you missed it, defensively in this ballgame now for the Blues, Lorenzo Arcuri in left field and Brandon Grover in right. 1-2 pitch, another curveball. He got him on strikes, but the damage is done. Nick Silva gives up 1 in the top half of the 9th inning. Martha's Vineyard ties this ball game up, and the Blues have a shot to walk this one off in the bottom of the 9th inning. This is Bristol Blues baseball, bottom of the 9th, coming up next. Jack Nelson back out there in the bottom of the 9th inning for Martha's Vineyard. 3 2/3 innings worked already for Nelson. He will whip in a fastball there to Kendrick. He fouls it to the back stop. 1 ball and 1 strike. The count to the product from Youngstown State, Andrew Kendrick. Broken back grounder, charging hard as Hill. He will boot another one. Second error in as many innings. And Andrew Kendrick is on first. The leadoff man is on for Nick Conti. Four errors in this ball game for Martha's Vineyard. They've got as many errors as they do runs, but it's enough to keep them in this ball game. 4-4, bottom of the 9th inning. First pitch, fastball right at the knees, called a strike. Conti steps out and gathers the sign from skipper Pat Riley. Kendrick, a short lead off over here. Getting up to show bunt is Conti. He will get it down. Well executed sacrifice bunt. And the infield umpire says the first baseman, Alex Lewis, pulled his foot off the bag. Safe at first is Conti, and the Martha's Vineyard manager is now out to argue. He's talking with the infield umpire, who will now go to the home plate umpire to talk about the call. Conversation happening about 25 feet down the first base line. Martha's Vineyard manager awaits, and he is safe. Pulling his foot off the bag was Alex Lewis. 5 errors now for the Vineyard, and Hunter Sutherland to bat. First and second, nobody out for Sutherland. Would not be surprised to see a sacrifice bunt by Sutherland here. He shows bunt, puts it up in the air down the third base line goes the catcher, Kevin Jordan. He makes a sliding play, sacrifice bunt, unable to get down there by Sutherland, and Jimmy Titus will bat. Men on first and second, 1 out for the East Catholic High School graduate off to Bryant University next year, Jimmy Titus. Time to play hero, young kid. Titus awaits. First pitch fastball. Big swing there by Jimmy, but unfortunately, a big miss. 2 men on and 1 out. Titus at the dish, down on the count, 0-1. This one bounces in there. Smothering it now is Kevin Jordan. One ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Jimmy Titus, the batter. Kendrick at second. Fastball late on that one was Titus, really bringing the heat here. Now in his 4th inning of work is Jack Nelson, the sophomore from Boston College. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. 1-2 pitch, lifted high in the air, deep behind home plate. On to Muzzy Street, count stays 1-2. Outfield is in. Anything in front of them, they're going to have a shot to throw out Kendrick at the plate. Conti, the runner at first. Kendrick, the runner at second. 180 feet away from scoring. Line shot will get up and over the third baseman's head. Titus throws the hands at it. Kendrick rounds third. He will score, and the Bristol Blues walk off here. The young kid from East Catholic High School, Jimmy Titus, throws his hands at an off-speed pitch. It gets up and over the glove of Tommy O'Hara, and the Blues mob the young kid out in center field. 5 errors proved to be costly for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, and the Bristol Blues come away victorious tonight at Muzzy Field. Getting the win for Bristol will be Nick Silva. The Blues come away with the victory, 5-4. They record 9 hits in this ball game, but as I said, the big blows for Martha's Vineyard were the 5 errors. This has been Bristol Blues Baseball with Brendan Kudla. Jimmy Titus walks them off tonight. Blues win 5-4. This is Bristol Blues Baseball.